Hello, everyone. Chris here with Leeloo. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. So glad to be back with you guys. Today is Tuesday, the 30th of January. So, yesterday was our payout day, payout request day. So, be sure that if you requested a payout, we are working on those. So, like always, the end of the month is pretty wild for us. But always exciting to be able to celebrate, especially with those getting a payout for the first time. But anyway, so let's get straight to it. Today we are back with our special guest, uh, Richard from Mind Muscles. Um, and if you were with us last week, you know who he is. If you didn't, if you missed it out, you can go back to our YouTube videos, go to our live stream section, and you can go and check that out. So I highly encourage you to do so. Also, following today's broadcast, our YouTube live, we're going to be sending out an email with a special discount just for you guys for watching today. So be sure you check your email for that information and also a recap of the meeting today with Richard. But let me bring him in because I know that's what you guys are here for. So, Richard, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been a busy morning, lots of activity. I'm going over just reviewing what we've did the last time in terms of the persistent trading mistakes, getting a lot of positive responses there. And now today we're going to talk about 13 nightmare trading traps. And this is going to unveil the differences between your neocortex, your rational brain, and your trading brain under stress. And so, if people are honest with themselves during this assessment, it's going to unveil a huge amount of information that is going to make a huge difference in their trading.
It's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I was talking to a few people this past week, and I told them that I really enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah.
And even though I am here hosting this, I am very much a student. So, so yeah, I'm very excited. So yes, let's get started.
Okay. So let's start. Let me share a screen, and this will make sure I get the technology right here. So they're going to shoot.
And while you're doing that, right now everybody's saying hello to you and everyone else, and they're telling us that your audio and my audio is perfect. So we're in great shape.
Excellent from beginning. Ah, I may have done it. Do you see my screen?
Yes, you're good to
Oh,
go.
great. It's technology is always a challenge. I've always depended on my kids to take care of a lot of my stuff, but they're all grown and gone, so I'm now forced to make sure I get it right. So today we're going to talk about 13 trading traps, and this is, as I mentioned, going to help unveil the difference between our primitive survival brain, the limbic system, our emotional brain, and our rational brain. So, as I've mentioned before, for those of you who were here for the persistent trading mistakes, please feel free to type in the chat, interrupt me. And Chris, of course, feel free to interrupt me at any time because a lot of what is the really good stuff often comes out of either conflict, pushback, or questions where we start to really interact with what's going on with people in the moment. So this is not just a one-way presentation, but I'd like to see it as a discussion.
Perfect. Yes, 100%.
Okay, so here we go. So now you should have printed out a form that resembles this image. Did you get the email out to everybody, Chris?
We did. So if you haven't received this email or if you didn't download this, no worries. You can always go back and do it. But be sure you be on the lookout, not just for this week, but the following weeks, as there may be an email with an attachment that you can download, so you can also participate in some of these discussions if you're able to.
Excellent. So we're going to be using this form later in the presentation. But if you don't have a printer or you didn't get it, no worries. All you need to do is just grab a lined sheet of paper and on the left edge, put the numbers 1 through 13. draw a horizontal line, and then again, another set of numbers 1 through 13. You don't need to put all the names on here because it'll still, the graph will show what we're looking for. So what you're going to do to start out, we're going to fold the paper in half, and we're going to place it so just the top half is exposed. Now, get a pen or pencil ready. Are you ready for some fun, Chris?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. To share what I've learned, I invite each of you to participate in this self-assessment. I'm going to be giving it to you in a moment. Now, I'm going to describe one of two different trading states, and you score yourself on how close you are to one side or the other. So if you folded your assessment in half along the horizontal line, you're going to have 13 lines that you see on the left side, or if you just wrote it, you're going to just see the numbers 1 through 13, and that works. Now, this assessment is most helpful when your response reflects the state you are in while trading under pressure. And the mindset you're in and the pressure you're under, that tends to include persistent trading mistakes that we discussed last time. Now, this is not about the right answer, because in your rational mind sitting here, you're going to say, oh, I know what the right answer is. But it's about how you experience your trading states while under pressure of real trading. This is important because it's going to clarify our self-awareness, which is the foundation for behavioral change. To be clear, the journey to trading mastery begins with awareness and accepting what we discover. In this, there is no blame, there is no shame at all. If we deny the awareness because we're embarrassed, we then are denying our progress. So if you didn't have the form printed, here's what it's going to look like just on a line sheet of paper, and that will work fine. So you're folded in half. We have the top half available. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to describe two different mindsets or behaviors, and you're going to rate yourself on your own mindset and behavior. If you feel that the reactions match one of the descriptions, fill in the oval on that side of the description. If it's just somewhat descriptive, fill in the oval next to the end, somewhere in the middle. If neither description, fits your trading reactions. So most of us will find that we, under pressure, are either on the left or the right. And if that's the case, that's the way you want to fill in your oval. So remember, you're filling in your oval of how you react under trading pressure. Your responses will remain confidential. They're your own, so you can respond honestly. And again, it's not about getting it right. Your honest self-appraisal will be most helpful as we move along. So this is an example who feels the pain of loss with each trade, for example, and they made their oval or their mark on the left. Now it's your turn. I'm going to give you a moment to step into your own trading experience and reflect on your state in those moments. On the left side, your attention is on the payoff of each trade. An emotional response is triggered with each tick as you make or lose money in an open position. Each trade P&L really matters. 2 or 3 or 4 losing trades in a row can send you into a very low state. 3 or 4 profitable trades in a row can send you to ecstasy. So if that is the case, you are on the extreme left. On the right side, your full attention is on the process of executing your strategy with no concern for the gains or losses of the current trade. The open trade's outcome is of little concern. So if that's the way you experience your trading, you are on the process side and fill the oval in on the right or somewhere in the middle. Now, we're doing this is measuring your mindset at the actual time of the trade, not what you think is the best or the right thing to do currently. Okay, the next is critic or curious. On the left, you have a strong critical voice in your head that monitors and criticizes most mistakes and decisions. The critical voice may also make it difficult to execute your trades. If this represents a familiar mindset, please fill in the oval on the left side. On the right side, you're fully curious about the outcome of all your behaviors. You enjoy the feedback, both positive and negative, and you take them as decisions to learn more. The voices in your head are all supportive. You appreciate and accept all parts of yourself. If this represents a familiar mindset, please fill in the oval on the right side. Okay, Chris, how we doing? Any questions or comments so
Uh,
far?
I have some questions. I can ask now if you want to respond later.
Oh,
We
go
can
ahead.
do that here. And how can we control our making while trading? How can we control our decisions making while trading?
That is the perfect question that we're going to get to. And the short answer is you can't.
Okay.
If you are trying to control, that means you're setting yourself for an internal struggle. And the internal struggle is between our emotional limbic system and our rational brain. So uh, please make a check mark by that and get back to me at the end because this is really an important question and makes a big difference. So thank you for bringing it up.
Yep. And then another one here is, sorry, I was trying to check that. From Hams Hamza, it says when thinking about changing a long-standing practice, such as adjusting a trading strategy due to market shifts, do you think it's wise? Do you think it's wise? What suggestions do you have in such a scenario?
Okay, I'm not clear about the question, like changing a
Yeah,
market strategy.
yeah, let me read it again. So, when thinking about changing a long-standing practice, such as adjusting a trading strategy due to the market shifts, do you think it's wise? So, in other words, is it wise to be flip-flopping between strategies based on market behavior? So, if your strategy calls for holding positions, but
Yes,
the
the
market,
answer is
yeah,
yes and no.
yeah,
And uh, that has to do with what we call market moods. And again, let's bring up that question at the end.
okay,
And it's really an important question because I think it's core to trading. So great question.
hmm
And that one will is in fact there's I think one of the our series is on that answers this question on market moods that we're going to be doing in the next few weeks.
perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so the next one is filtered or facts. Fill in the oval on the left side if with hindsight you can notice what obvious information you missed. That's with hindsight. That in the heat of the trading moment, your brain tends to see what you want to see. You're amazed when you review your trades and wonder what made you trade that way. Fill in the oval on the right if you continually check for internal biases and beliefs, question their validity. You look for evidence that supports different points of view. You welcome contrary information into your decision process. You don't believe that you can predict market activity, but can simply set up probabilities. So, on the left, you're judgmental. Why didn't you see it? At the time of trading, you are very narrowly focused. On the right, you're open to a wide range of information, and that's okay with you. Okay, here we get to methods or markets. In fact, this addresses the question that was just asked. On the left, you concentrate almost all your energy on finding and developing the best strategy, and then apply it in every day. You apply it every day in every situation. On the right, you concentrate almost all your energy on the quality of the market and you look for shifts in patterns. Also, you have defined markets by their type and know what internal indicators suggest what type of market you're working with. You then apply the best strategy for that pattern. If this matches your experience, mark your selection on the right side of the scale. Profits or probabilities? On the left side of the scale, you feel most comfortable when every trade is profitable. You can become upset when the markets become irrational. Oh, they're just coming after me. They're coming after the stops. Having a profitable trading day can really lift your spirits. Having a losing day can be upsetting. Fill the oval on the left if this is your experience. On the right side of the scale, you realize that anything can happen in the markets at any time. You're comfortable with uncertainty and you only care about the returns over the large sample size or a long period of time. You pride yourself on good execution of your strategy, no matter the profitability. Okay, now we're looking at impulse or intention. On the left, you find yourself making impulse trades over and over again, or you exit early, you enter early, or you cancel stops. When you review your trades, you wonder why you keep making the same trading mistakes over and over. You try to discipline yourself, but in the heat of the moment, your impulses take over. If this is so, then mark the left side of the scale. On the right side, your trades all fit a designed pattern or highly evolved intuition. You review all trades you have made, and it's clear that they follow the strategy that you intend. You are calm and clear when you're trading. You have no regrets after a trading day, no matter the P&L. If so, mark the right side of the scale. And again, if it's not quite clear, you can mark all these somewhere in the middle. Caution or confidence. On the left side, your curious nature and the fear of loss or fear of making a mistake override your clean and smooth executions that you know are good. Your caution prevents you from taking advantage of trading opportunities. You all of a sudden start looking at all sorts of contrary indicators. You look at things that are different. You start second guessing yourself. You hesitate for your hand on the mouse, left side. On the right side of the scale, you have clear evidence that your trading process is profitable over the large sample size, and this confidence leads to smooth execution at the right time without hesitation. I'm going to take a sip of tea in a second here. Chris, anything coming in on comments?
Um, yes. So overall, just great feedback, and just another question here from also from Hamza. Ben says, "Can you tell us what the relation is between strategy and emotion control while trading, and what is the most important?" Um, Sorry, it's blocking.
Okay.
Sorry,
Just
and importance of them. Like, can we get away with only of them?
the key word here is emotional control. And again, if you go to a coach or you read something about trading and it says willpower, emotional control, discipline, you need more discipline. There's no such thing as willpower or emotional control. And so, what we do at Mind Muscles is first we establish awareness. It's the golden keys: awareness, acceptance, and then agency. So, like if I'm aware right now that I'm feeling really angry, I'll say, oh, that's interesting. I have an awareness that I'm feeling angry. Phew, I wonder what the trigger is. Or I talk to my anger. Or I say, okay, I'm feeling anger, and right now it's not appropriate. I'm going to experience it for a moment. I'm going to let it come, and I'm going to let it go. That is agency. In other words, we're not trying to control the emotion. We're aware of it. We accept it. We allow it. If it's not appropriate in that situation, we allow it to come and acknowledge it, and then we let it go.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so next is mayhem or metrics. On the left side of the scale, you experience a wide range of emotions and thoughts in your internal states. You trade different strategies or will see a sudden opportunity and just trade. You don't keep any metrics on these variables. At the end of the day, it's difficult to tell what variable impacted your trading or what you need to change. On the right side of the scale, you meticulously record metrics for your internal mental states, the returns for each strategy, and your execution effectiveness. You journal your thoughts regularly. With time, it becomes clear that what inputs most impact your trading results because you're really starting to filter them out with that information. You can adjust accordingly. Mark the assessment that represents your state of mind the best.
Mm. I have a question on that one,
Yes.
Rich. Oh, so for me, for example, I take a mental note. Where would
Hmm.
that fall in? So, for example, if I notice I made, when I was starting out, I made the same mistake over and over again. I'll make a mental note of that. I never wrote it down anywhere. Where would that fall in?
Well, a mental note is a great first step. And the challenge our brains have is that they rewrite history, they rewrite our mental notes depending on our emotional state.
Mm.
By writing it down when you notice it, it helps uh, just it helps create a very clear picture that you can go back to that reflects your thinking at that time more accurately than the memory. But certainly, mental notes are a tremendous big first step.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Beliefs or blueprints. On the left, you have a strong belief about the world and the markets. You're eager to argue the truth of what you believe. It is irritating, just irritating when someone fails to see your point of view. What the heck? How come they don't see it? Some people believe that you're stubborn. Do other people in your life think you're stubborn? On the left, you are certain about what you know, and you tell stories to yourself and others about how you are right. Now, and think about what other people would say about you, because that is probably more revealing than what you would think about yourself here. On the right, you understand that nothing is truly knowable, and your beliefs are just blueprints, maps, and models that work when they reflect reality. You're eager to find new models that serve you better. You love understanding other people's maps of the world to improve your own. Your position of not knowing has opened learning for you. Next is force or freedom. On the left side, you motivate yourself with willpower, discipline, and force to make yourself behave. Behave, Richard, and do what you think you should do. Your life is a struggle with a good side trying to overcome the impulse side. You resolve to do what is right and what you should do. And time after time, and still in the heat of the moment, you repeat your costly trading behaviors. I resolve, Rich, this is actually the case. I resolved this morning not to overeat or eat a lot of sugary stuff. Well, that resolution, you know how that goes. On the right side, you understand that behavioral change is complex, and you know that changing brain patterns is a matter of awareness and acceptance. You feel free knowing that you're okay as you are. You know that growth and change is intentional and flows from self acceptance, which provides freedom from internal conflicts. You allow all your physical sensations, your emotions, and your thoughts to come and go as they please, giving you the freedom to respond from your higher self, or what we call agency. Dream or deliverables. You dream of trading success in all the wonderful things it brings. Your dream is critical to your happiness. Every tick against you, your position, and every trading loss is a referendum on your dream. Without your dream of success, your life would be significantly diminished. Trading wins and profits give you the feeling of euphoria, knowing your dream will come true. Losses take your confidence that your dreams can come true. They just rob it. Mark the left side of the scale if this is your experience. On the right side of the scale, you have the vision of your trading success for the long term, and you've created a series of small steps that lead to trading mastery. You feel the success with each step. Deep satisfaction is felt when you make small and planned progress, delivering that progress one step at a time. Your progress isn't measured by the P&L, but by your supporting behaviors. Next is armored or aware. On the left side of the scale, you armor against feelings to protect yourself from pain. It takes time to realize a strong emotion. You rarely notice your thoughts as they come and go. It feels like your behaviors are spontaneous and that they're just how you are and nothing will change that. On the right side, you're aware of your feelings immediately and notice them without action. You sense your body's sensations and are aware of thoughts as they come and go in real time. You can monitor your thoughts like a movie. From this state of awareness, you develop the ability to allow your sensations, your feelings, and thoughts to be fully accepted and allowed to be as they are. And still, you select your behavior from your higher self. Poverty or prosperity. And this is the last one. On the left side of the scale, you feel righteous, judging the wealthy. The rich have abused their power and their wealth. If you go with Robert Reich, you will understand this very well. There is only so much money to go around, and it's unfair that so few have so much. On the right side, wealth is a reflection of the value that has been delivered to others. The more value that is delivered, the more wealth that is available to all. Wealthy and powerful people are admired. A year ago, I wrote a book called A Private Conversation with Money, and it deals with somebody on the left in a novel-like format and brings them to the state on the right. It's A Private Conversation with Money. It's on Amazon and all major booksellers, all formats. In fact, I recorded the audio myself.
Oh, really? Okay. I'll have to get the audio. I started listening to a lot more audio recording, so that's good.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's great when you're
Yeah, so
driving.
yeah, in fact, traders have a particular issue with this. Again, let's make a note of that and we can come back to it. Because are we delivering value? What we're just taking money out of the system. And there's a lot of critical voices that people with good hearts have about trading that sabotages their results.
Hmm.
Okay, so we're going to go on to the results in a second. But before we do we have any comments?
Yeah. About caution and confidence. If I have complete trust in my strategy, do I
Hmm.
still need to be cautious? And if yes, about what exactly? That's from Ben. And so yeah, I don't know if you want to answer that.
Sure. Yeah, confidence is where I have the ability to follow my strategy, to test my strategy, to text it, to check it against the different types of markets, to adjust it every now and then if I need to. So I have confidence that I have the ability to execute my strategy, to evaluate it over a period of time, and to make adjustments when needed, and to pay attention, does the strategy match the market mood? So if the confidence can also mean, wow, I see this trade here. I know it's not in my strategy, but I'm confident that it'll work. That's more like hubris and a belief. It's very similar to the other kind of confidence in that it creates an immediate ability to act, but it's more emotionally driven.
Perfect.
Okay, here's the assessment results. So if you have something that looks like this, if you have responded thoughtfully and with honesty about how your trading behaviors actually play out, then you have a report, a visual and graphic look at your current state. This awareness, in and of itself, can be transformational. So you can take a look at this and just notice where your marks are, and we are going to use this in comparison to a second set of marks. Now, we're going to flip the answer sheet over so you can see the names that I've attached to each process. Or if you just have it on a line sheet of paper, you're going to see numbers 1 through 13, and that's fine. I'm going to describe two traders and their mindset and behaviors in each category. I want you to imagine you have $100,000 to invest in an independent trader. You're wealthy, you have millions, and you want to invest in a trader because you know that there's a lot of money in the markets. And there's two traders you've interviewed. You will select a trader that you would be more willing to invest your own money in over the long term and mark that name on an assessment sheet. Now, this is digital. The other one is you could be somewhere in the middle. But this is a forced decision where you're going to trade in the trader on the left or the trader on the right. Again, if you don't have the printed form, no problem. Just mark either the left side of your line sheet or the right side. This is digital. I said there's no middle ground. So payoff or process. The first trader you interviewed is Payoff Pedro. He just opened a trading account because a friend of his said he was going to make a lot of money trading. He's eager to make money fast. His financial life to date has been a struggle, and he wants to change this. He sits down in front of the screen on his first day of trading with the indicators his friend gave him. He imagines the conversation he'll have with his girlfriend about the $1,000 payoff he made that day. The second trader, Process Paul, is learning to trade also. He looks at the competitive marketplace and the claims of traders and all the different trading services out there. He knows that anything with this much potential is going to require a lifetime of continual commitment and development. He is curious about the market, is aware of his own state of mind, and is eager to take the first step in building a decision process for his trades. $100,000. You're going to invest in Payoff Pedro or Process Preston. As Colin Critic was growing up, he was heavily criticized by his father. To protect himself, he developed an internal critic whose mission was to criticize himself, Colin, into pleasing the imaginary voices of his father. When Colin was trading, his critic harangued him every step of the way. Every trade was a reflection on his failure to please himself and his dad. A loss would trigger thoughts of unworthiness and incompetence. Curious Conrad, or Curious Kurt rather, was rather curious about the world from the start. He eagerly sought out new challenges in his life. As he learned the process of gaining new skills, he became more confident in himself. This allowed him his curiosity to blossom. Because of his successes, he was open to all feedback from his efforts. He never saw feedback as critical, but as a welcome piece of information. As a trader, his curiosity was continual innovation and an invitation to see new market patterns and test new strategies. Okay? Are you investing in Critic Crandall or Curious Kurt. Filtered or facts? Filtered Filbert can only see in information that supports his comfort zone. Contrary information just gets confusing for Filbert. He makes life a lot simpler when there's no contradictory information allowed into his brain. In his trading, he sees on the charts only the patterns and information that gives him comfort. Fact Fenton allows the market information to flow around him with minimal filters and biases. He has the confidence in himself that he can adapt to market information as it is. He has developed the ability to notice any biases and still stay connected to the flow of the market. Your $100,000, are they going to Filtered Filbert or Fact Fenton? Mark your sheets. Methods or markets? Method Melvin is convinced that he can find the perfect trading strategy that'll generate $500 each and every day. Given his aptitude in math and programming, he believes his analytic abilities can find a system that will bring in revenue for the rest of his life. He is confident he can find the holy grail of trading. Marcus, on the other hand, realizes if it was easy to create a trading system, Marcus realizes that it was easy to create a trading system if you could determine the type of market you're trading in. He knew that a simple moving average crossover would work well in a trending market with small pullbacks. So he decided to spend most of his study on the character of the markets and the shifts in market moods or the types of market. He refined 3 simple strategies that he would apply to the type of market that his analysis predicted with statistical edge. You investing in Market Marcus or Method Melvin? Okay, any questions or comments, Chris?
Yes. By the way, good stuff over here. Creative names. Um, a question here is sometimes when I trade, losing a position makes me feel somewhat bad. Even though I am prepared for it, it still stings a bit. Do you think that's a negative aspect?
No, of course. Um, there's the neuroscientists have come up with something called prospect theory. And in this, it turns out that if we lose $1,000, the pain we experience is double or even more than the pleasure we gain from making $1,000. And evolutionarily speaking, this makes a lot of sense. When the men went out on a hunt to get beat up by a bear or something, the, excuse me, excuse me a minute.
No problem. By the way, great questions, Hamza. Way to be on top of things and asking great questions.
Yes. Um, so the evolutionarily experience, our brain gives us a lot of pain for losses because those losses affect the tribe, the clan, they affect the food we eat. So we don't want to lose anything. And the gain is, well, that's good. We survive, but our brains are structured to avoid the pain of loss. So it's perfectly normal. And that's where the awareness, the acceptance, and understanding this allows us then to say, oh, I'm experiencing a lot of pain. Oh, that's normal. That's how my brain is structured. And how do I, as an agent, then want to experience it? It's amazing how we can transform how we experience that pain.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, very interesting.
Okay, let's see. Oh, we haven't done profit or probabilities, have we?
No.
Prophet Preston watches his P&L tick by tick. Even when he is in a winning trade, a couple of ticks against him, a pullback, causes him to worry and tense up. When he closes a winning trade, even if he exited early, he is happy and excited. When he closes a losing trade or worse, or geez, 3 losing trades in a row, he becomes upset and emotional. Probability Prentice views trading as, well, probabilistic endeavor. She knows that if she executes her strategy well, she'll have a 60% profitable trades and 40% unprofitable trades. Her entire focus is on executing her trading plan. Even 4 or 5 losing trades in a row don't bother her because when the market conditions match her trading style, she knows she'll make 4 or 5 profitable trades in a row. So which trader are you going to invest your capital in? $100,000 for the long term. Place your investment for a profitable Preston or probability Prentice. Impulse or intention? Impulse Ivy feels the pressure building at all times to make a trade. She scans the charts, hoping that her indicators will reveal a trade. She sees a setup forming. She jumps in early. If she's profitable, she has the impulse into exit with just a few ticks profit. After a trading day is over, she sees that she overtraded and didn't follow her system. Intention Ike has evolved his trading over the years to make fewer and fewer trades. He could wait for days for a high probability setup. He sets out to trade from an intentional mindset. For Ike, means that there's an alignment of his mindset, his strategy, the market mood, and his reason. He feels comfortable with an intentional trade that meets all his criteria. Your $100,000, are you putting it on Impulse Ivy or Intention Mike? Caution Colin or Confident Conrad? Caution Colin was careful no matter what he did, but fear takes over when he goes from sim to live trading. Even when all his indicators line up, a voice in his brain tells him all the things that could go wrong. He has a psychological reaction with a heart rate, blood pressure's up, sweats and shaking. He doesn't take a trade out of caution, then beats himself up later because it could have been so profitable. Confident Conrad has confidence in himself that he knows how to solve problems. Conrad knows that no matter what the market does, he's able to take it in and handle it. For Colin, there's no failure, there's just feedback. He can trade his system with confidence that no matter what happens, it is all good information that is improving his skill. Are you investing in Colin or Conrad? Okay, we're coming to the end here. Mayhem Mandy is like a kitten chasing a new shining object. She has a wealth of new ideas. She never has a trading day where she is in the same mood. Sometimes she's depressed, sometimes angry, sometimes in the flow. Every trading day is a new strategy, asset class, or an emotional state. Metrics Mary, on the other hand, is always methodical. Every morning she goes through a habitual morning ritual that brings her to her master trading mindset. She knows exactly what types of markets she is trading in at all times. She knows what version of strategy is execution in real time, and she keeps track of it all. Investing in Metrics Mary or Mayhem Mandy? Okay, now belief or blueprint. Belief Billy can only feel safe if he's certain of his beliefs. His beliefs create a certainty that the world and the markets cannot provide. He knows he is right, and the markets are sometimes manipulated against him. He will spend a lot of time defending himself in his thoughts and his conversations. To be wrong is devastating. Blueprint Blake operates as if he knows nothing for sure. He has maps and models of the world and the markets when they work. He knows that this is because they approximate the current reality. He operates as if everything is in flux and that his model may be useful one day and not as useful as the other. When a model doesn't work, he's curious about how it breaks down, and he puts his creative mind to work to develop new models that serve him better. Belief Billy or Blueprint Blake? Force or freedom? Force Forrest continues struggles to do the right thing. He believes that the process is made with willpower, discipline, Motivational attitudes. He follows a lot of motivational gurus. As a trader, he knows what he should do, but often ends trading off strategy. He has an angel and a devil inside of him, and he needs to force that bad part of himself down and discipline himself to do the right thing. His trading is erratic as he bounces from forcing himself to do the right thing and rebelling against what he should do. Freedom Freddy has adopted a new neuroscience model of behavior and understands that all behaviors are simply a reflection of patterns that he has adopted at one time or another. As a result, he can accept all parts of himself and activates new behaviors as needed from the framework of rapport with himself and the markets. And where are you investing? Dreamy Drake is the foundation of new ideas. His creativity knows no bounds. He is able to see the big picture and how everything interacts in the world. He loves to read about new trading ideas. However, he can't find the time to implement his profitable strategies because new ideas and creative thoughts keep exploding in his brain. He's always looking for the next big idea, the next algorithm, the next strategy to bring in the big profits. On the other hand, deliverable Dolores realizes that ideas can be turned into value if you implement them well. So she has a plan to build her trading business that includes strategy creation, risk management, execution training, and mindset. She takes one part of her plan and concentrates on it until she can execute it well. She makes trading to her plan only with a lot of thought and consideration. Your $100,000, where is it going? Armored Arthur was ridiculed and punished by a stern father every time he showed any feelings or weakness. He learned to shut down his feelings in order to feel safe as he grew up. For Arthur, this early belief was built into his growing brain, and that is how he manages most parts of his life, including trading. He is unaware of the impulses that drive his decision. Aware Adair values his internal states as valuable messages. He takes his set scores. That's a measurement of his sensations, emotions, and thoughts. And we can talk about that. We're going to do another webinar on that, on mind metrics. But he does this regularly and loves to see what comes up. When he focuses on his internal state, he accepts what he notices, all parts of himself, as valuable messages. Where are you investing? Okay, the last one. Poverty Paula knew from the time she was small that her family was lower middle class. Her father bitterly complained about that the world was stacked against them. It was the wealthy that took more than their fair share. As Paula became profitable, she subconsciously was fearful of becoming the wealthy, uncaring person her dad railed against. Prosperity Prentice was taught from an early age the joy of delivering value to others. For Prentice, money in her bank account reflected the value that she delivered. The more value she delivered, the more wealth that is available to all. Her community was mostly wealthy, good people who she respected. Which trader do you invest in? So now we're going to look at the graphic, and you will have created for yourself. The more thoughtful and honest you were, the more helpful will be the results. But before we go there, any questions or comments? I see we're running a little bit long here, so we could keep it moving.
Yeah, just one quick feedback here from Carlos. He's one of our traders from South America, and he says, "Thank you very much, Richard and Chris. Tomorrow I will watch the video with subtitles in Spanish. I
Ah,
saw the first video I saw the first video and I thought it was amazing. So thank you so much, Richard, for your time."
okay. So now what you're going to do is we're going to look at three different profiles and results. So now you can unfold your sheet, and here is the first one. The first one says we are trading like a payoff, we're trading like critic, filtered methods. And on the other hand, in our rational brain, when we're sitting here with Rich and Chris, we know who would we invest in. Now, this is what I call the stressed profile. When you know where you're going to invest your money And in fact, you're investing your money in the exact opposite in your own trading. Here's the improving profile. You're moving from the stressed and you're starting to move some of your uh, items, your assessments to the right. And this is excellent. And you can check your movement with time. But here's the desired profile. You are investing your rational choice to who you invest in and investing in yourself as a trader. So the question is, where are you? Oh, there's one more. I forgot. I said 3 profiles, but there's 4. This is congruent. You would invest in people on the left and you trade uh, like the people on the left and you say, whoopee. Well, I wish you well, but I suggest you only trade in a sim account or trade with Leeloo where you're not risking your own real money.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, and this is where we're going to stop. I know we're running away here, but I really want to hear if everybody could type into the chat box, where are you? Stressed, mixed, desired, or crazy? And if you're crazy, I'll give you a free session to talk to me.
That's funny. Let's see here. As they come in, I'm making a quick poll also to make it easier for them. Yeah, this was it's always good to see this and like you said, visualize it and write it down and compare. Um, so very, very good. Crazy. Third poll. Here we go. So yeah, very, very interesting, Richard. There was a one that and I'm trying to see which one it was, but the one that talks about you can't wait to trade and you trade every possible scenario and
Mhm.
then you move to the you trade only when it's there set up. um I wanted to stop you and ask a question on that because when I started, I could not wait until Sunday night. I hated Saturdays was the worst.
Yeah.
So it's like, so I was that guy, right? Sunday night, market opens, let's rock. That's all there is to go until Friday PM.
Hmm.
And as I improved, and I've talked about this in the past, as I improved, I traded less. And sometimes I would just take days away. Just kind of has a training method. Like I wouldn't even open my trading platform. Just to kind of self-monitor, self-control, go on. And now I'm in a position where, you know, uh, I if it's there, if I have the time, I will open it. I will look. If there's a setup, great. If there's not, I shut it down. And I keep working, doing my other stuff.
Yep.
But one of the things that I do, or I was going to ask you about this here, is if I'm listening to other traders, if I'm obviously because of my work at Leeloo, I'm around traders all the time. But when I get into conversations with traders, sometimes they start talking about hey, this is what's going on here, look at this move, whatever. It starts like kind of like tempting me to like, oh, you know what, let me go check at the market out.
Hmm.
you know so what I do is I just try to avoid those scenarios, or I try to just high level just like, oh, that's good, the market's making all-time highs, that's great, just kind of move on. Is that unhealthy? Is that healthy? So in other words, I'm the kid that is trying to lose weight and I'm trying to avoid hanging out with a lot of people that are going to buffets.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Community and okay, imagine somebody who's in a community and they all believe the same way and they all get the same information. They all behave in the same way. If you have a different opinion, you get ostracized from the community. And this is built into our brains from our tribal ancestors that we stay safe by believing the same thing and behaving the same way. There's studies that show that people in a friend group will tend to move to the same overweight or underweight or whatever. So even weight tends to get synchronized.
Hmm.
So having it as a trader, being independent, it's really important that you are aware of the pressure to conform and join. So that's a really good point.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
So we're coming to the end here. So
yep.
is anything else before we move on?
Yes. So we took a poll. 64% of the voters here voted for mixed.
Okay.
So we got 18% of stressed. And so yeah, so but mixed takes to 64%.
Well, excellent. So the the mixed things you are on, that tells you exactly where you need to focus your time. Man, this is like so revealing. Say, okay, here's, even if you're mixed, you have some things towards stressed. Here's an issue. How do I work on it? And at Mind Muscles, we have exercises and different methods and different tricks of the to trick your mind to help you move from the left to the right. So, but just being aware of it. Like for example, I coach clients privately, and sometimes I will get on the screen with them while they're trading. And I tell you, never, not once has any trader gone off the rails or done anything less than following the strategy when I'm just there and not saying a word. So this awareness of it is the first great step. And so you can look and see where the issues are, and now you can start making steps to improve that. So well done.
Yeah. Awesome. That's great.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so mind the gap. Where's the gap? Which issues the gaps? And you just brought this up, and that's where you can focus your time and attention. And the keys to doing this are awareness, and we just did that. You are now aware of where the gaps are. Acceptance. Now you can say, "Oh crap! What an idiot I am to have this stress issue. Oh my God, I got to fix it. I'm going to discipline. I need more willpower." If you do that, immediately you're setting yourself up for failure. But if you go, "Oh wow, this is fascinating. I'm so glad I came to this webinar. I'm so glad Chris brought Rich in. I've just discovered something that's going to be really helpful. This is awesome." Can you just feel the difference between those two approaches? And the last then is agency. Once you have acceptance, you can then start to make some powerful decisions about how you want to be in the world. So, mind muscle support is, this is where our goals is. This is where we want to bring you, and this is where just our webpage blogs are. They're all free.
Hmm.
This is where, in fact, I'm going to give a package at the end that I can't believe, Chris, that you and Lindsay did this. I just found out about this morning, and had I known about it, I would have gone, whoa. But awareness and acceptance is where it's at, and here's how we can support you. If you want to know more about the series we're doing 3 more. You can go to mindmuscles.com/Leeloo. If you want this deal that I can't believe it, you get a half an hour private coaching. And I think you get $400 worth of online, and you get 2 guided visualizations. And I'm almost embarrassed to say how little this is. It's like, what, $49 or something.
Yeah.
And I'm almost embarrassed because it just, I have to take a lesson for myself in terms of the value of the time and the stuff here. But anyway, you and Lindsay did it, so I'll trust you guys.
Well, thank you
So
for doing that.
okay, so 13 nightmare trading traps. We just went through them, and now it's your turn to get out of those traps. And love to give you support. And I know that Chris and Leeloo are really work on educational support for their clients. So we really want you to succeed. We want you to do well. We want you to develop a master trader's mindset. And there's just all sorts of ways that Chris and Leeloo can help you. I'm here to help you. You can take advantage of this offer, and we hope to help you and to hold your hand on every step of the way as you move into the master trader's mindset.
Thank you, Richard. And I just posted the link on the group chat here. So, guys, obviously there's limited ability because there's private coaching with Rich. So, obviously there's limited slots available. So, please go sign up if you're watching and listening to this. Uh, Listen, $49, I think is the price. I mean, you spend that what on a out for lunch and pretty much now, yeah, now it's lunch. It used to be dinner, and now it's pretty much lunch. So $49 extra, just an amazing value. So click that link. Go to mindmuscles.com/Leeloo and take advantage of that. If you have any questions, you can email us at Leeloo support at leelootrain.com. We'll be happy to give you more information. Look for that email that I'm going to follow up with right after we get done with this call with Richard that I'm going to put together. Yep, sorry, Richard, to interrupt. So I'll let you back to you.
Yeah, Leeloo49 is the promo code for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have to monitor you and Lindsay, who is my admin, a little more closely, but I've been really busy, and you guys have, it's like the horse that broke out of the barn. But anyway, I just love working with clients. I love to talk to you. Usually in 15 minutes, we can come down to some core issues that make a difference. And so sign up, give me a call. There's instructions on how to get on my calendar, and I look forward to talking to you over the next 3 sessions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Richard. We look forward to connecting with you. And for those who speak a different language, you can go back and watch this with subtitles later on. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And I can't wait to hang out with you guys next Tuesday.
Take care.